Good morning, everyone. I am so sorry I was a little late getting online. I'm not sure which camera is on. I have a multiple cameras here. I'm sorry. I was supposed to be here like 15 minutes ago, and I um, I was hesitating, thinking how I wanted to go about my morning readings. I hope everybody can hear me okay. Let me know. I just wanted to set it up. And I want to do each of the signs, starting from Aries right on to Pisces, and have basically like a 9 card spread. So I'm going to do something a little different this time. And good morning. I hope you grabbed your coffee. If you're not familiar, new to this channel, I'm Vicky Martin. I help people to achieve the relationship of their dreams. I also do tarot readings. I do coaching, past life regression, and I also write books on relationships and healing. So I hope you're all having a great day. I hope you can all hear me okay. I have my microphone in a different place. And Cherry, look at you. You're like amazing cheerleader. I thank you for the comments that you have made already. All right, let's get started. I will go and update with the timestamps later today. And last weekend was great. I had a lot of support, and that was great. I don't know if it's just because I use my iPhone, but I'm back on my computer, and so I'm hoping that this is going to allow me to have enough room to do what I want it to do today. I'm in my kitchen, so please apologize for my area. Let's get started. So start with Aries. All right, Aries. For you who are Aries, you're starting off with the moon. So Aries, there is something that has been hidden from you. There's some secrets, maybe some confusion, but there's a possibility you have had some uncertainty when it comes to relationships. There has been, why isn't it that I have not been able to manifest my person? Why isn't it that my person is not here? And the retrograde reflection for you for this week, this retrograde is pulling into your focus something from the past that needs to be reviewed or released. And that is, you feel that growing up, you're fated to be alone. You have this belief system that you are not meant to have somebody in your life. You are meant to be alone. You have this limited belief that is always being shown. And so the waxing moon for you, where the energy is now building for the full moon, is an opportunity of truth, is freedom. So if you have rise above your fears, if you feel that your doubts are limited beliefs, have faith that there is perfect timing and divine intervention at place. Trust that you can align by raising above the fears. The sweetener or the sugar in your coffee this week, what's in your favor, what is working towards you. I see here that you have had enforced such high standards, it was almost impossible to have somebody to meet. You weren't really allowing the possibilities to be there. You know, you've been so passionate towards what the person was supposed to be like that you've left out all the potential. And so what has been happening is the sugar that is supporting your coffee this week is the inner strength that there's a possibility that your person may not be obvious to you at first. The cream that could be in your sugar this week I'm seeing here that you have some unseen forces that has been helping you, working behind the scenes. And it's because of all the work you have done. You've been doing the subconscious reprogramming, you have been doing the spiritual work, you've been doing the affirmations, you've been really working on your mindset, you've been getting lots of knowledge, and this is all going towards a better connection for you. This is all building towards something good. So, the cookie with your coffee or maybe the scone is in your heart. Your intuition knows what is beneath the surface, whether or not you want to acknowledge it. And I'm getting that there was toxic energy that was not for your highest good. And that sometimes when people didn't stay, it wasn't because you were not lovable, but because they were not worthy of you. It was time for these circumstances and people to be now leave. The stir stick that is keeping your energy balanced and clear, I'm getting is the High Priestess. So your subconscious is always going to attract what it needs to heal its wounds. The subconscious is always the cogs that's behind the scenes that you don't even know what's going on yourself. And so the High Priestess is your intuition, but it's also your subconscious mind. So, what has been keeping you focused and clear is that you've been opening yourself up to understanding how your subconscious mind works and knowing now it may be not destiny, but actually driving you towards pain. So the boldness that you are assigned to take this week, and it may open up an opportunity for you, is to look at those wounds. Where are you holding grudges? Where are you holding betrayal? Where are you holding those wounds that are interfering with the potential for you to have something that is really going to be connecting? The full moon this week is going to give you a breakthrough. And this breakthrough is going to elevate you if you follow through with today's flow. And that breakthrough has a lot to do with you understanding that your subconscious needs to be reprogrammed or changed. Like that what you need to do is follow through with the tools in order for you to manifest what you really want instead of what was always giving you pain. You are understanding the karmic loops, you're understanding the betrayal, you're understanding the rejection, you're understanding that these are wounds that you keep on seeking those who are going to recreate those wounds over and over and over again. So it's time for you to release those wounds so that you can start trusting your own gut in a healthy, productive way. This is my message to you. Oh, and I also have here that in behind the scenes, your person may not even take the lead. Your person may be just waiting behind the scenes, waiting for you to be ready. Waiting and not initiating. They're not going to come jumping out at you until you are ready. You trust in divine timing. But they're there. They are behind the scenes, and you may not even know who they are, or maybe you do. But just trust that as you do the work that is necessary, you will find your person will show up ready and able and all that you've ever wanted. All right. Next one we'll do is Taurus. All right, Taurus. So the overall energy for you, flavor of the day for you, I have the star upside, Taurus. All right, so, you feel a little hopeless. You feel, that your week has not been very inspirational this week. You've been feeling that your love life has been kind of going sideways. You have been feeling that what you want, you're not going to get, basically, in a nutshell. The retrograde this week is bringing a lesson into motion, and this retrograde is bringing something hard into your motion that is from the past, and that is that you haven't been taking any time to make friends. You have been spending so much of your time doing things yourself that you're not really socializing, not getting out there and meeting. The waxing moon or the full moon for some of you, depending on where you're located and when you're watching this video, where the energy is now building for this full moon, what is growing stronger and coming out with this full moon is the truth that is showing up, and the breakthrough that is brewing in this surface is about gratitude. Be aware of all of the light that is in your life. Direct your thoughts to the beauty that is surrounding you. All right. So, give gratitude for all those little things. If you are feeling fulfilled with everything and everyone that's around you, all that life will bring you would be more of this gratitude. The sweetener, the sugar in our coffee this week, what is going to work in our favor today is the fact that you are resting, you are recovering. You have the Four of Swords, and the Four of Swords has a lot to do with you taking a little break to protect your energy and to ensure that you are not putting yourself out there for somebody. It's just going to exhaust you, and mentally and physically taking it. So because you're, protecting yourself and keeping yourself in a nice, healthy energy, you can still socialize. You don't have to isolate yourself. The unseen force that could be the cream in your coffee for you this week is what is working behind the scenes to help you, is that I'm getting the King of Cups upside down. So it doesn't mean that you are unlovable. It doesn't mean that you are not worthy. It is certainly meaning that you are you're not aware of who your person is yet. You don't know that there is somebody that loves you, but may have not yet showed up yet in your life. And so your heart or intuition knows that beneath the surface, whether you're ready to acknowledge it or not, is that your moods change based on what behaviors and what actions are taking place outside of you. And if you are always responding to other people's actions, what about your own? What about you? How do you know that you are not actually having or receiving what you truly want because you're just reacting to everyone else's energy? So the stir stick in your coffee that's going to take your energy and balance and focus you, I have here, is the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles here is telling me that the step or shift that you can make is what has been blocking your wishes. What do you seem to believe at times is interfering with your wishes? So if you feel that my person is not out there, or if you feel like there's not an ample amount of people that is surrounding you, that is an opportunity for a person to be in your life, you will limit yourself. So these are limited beliefs. And the limited beliefs that you hold on to yourself is an imprisonment that you will hold yourself in. So the sip of boldness, the magnetic move that you are to take. So if you go and free yourself of these limited beliefs, what you're going to find is that you have been all this time running away from yourself. You know, as you start taking a hold onto your belief system, you realize you were walking away from all sorts of opportunities that may have shown up by by racing, by moving away from alignment many a times. And so the full moon gift that is for this week for you, Taurus, is the reward that is going to show up for you this week is I have the Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups will show up if you're in alignment, or if you keep on holding on to your limited beliefs, if you keep on believing that there's nobody around for you, if you keep on not surrounding yourself with opportunities, if you're not protecting yourself in a proper way, if you are just reacting to everybody else's energies, you are not going to find that person there for you. You're going to find it be self-fulfilling prophecy. But I am also seeing that if you follow today's flow and really change those limited beliefs that is already inside of you, you felt hopeless, then if you feel hopeless, your person won't show. But if you know deep down that everything was absolutely aligned for you and you have many opportunities that are available to you for you to receive a person that is perfectly aligned with you, then this may be a result. See. All right, Gemini. So for you, the morning coffee for you is overall energy of the day, is what is setting the tone for your reading, Gemini. I have the Six of Swords upside down for you. You know, you don't see a future. Maybe the relationship that you're in, maybe something that you are feeling a little stuck. You're trying to release this relationship that's not going anywhere. It just seems like you are seeing the obstacles that you've been spending time with people that it really wasn't going anywhere in the first place. The people that you've been attracting are people that have no potential for future. And so the retrograde lesson that are in motion for you, and what is pulling into focus for you, something from the past that needs to review or maybe be released, is the possibility that you have been always seeking perfection. You know, everyone has flaws. Choose only 5 must-haves and look at the deal breakers that really. It's important for you to understand that maybe you're seeking perfection and to you nobody is ever good enough. And so where the energy is actually building for you because of this full moon, what is growing stronger for you as the days progress is this inner strength. And so for you, Gemini, you have nothing moving you from the light because you have so much confidence in yourself. You know, you just feel you're so worthy. You're so confident in yourself. So you you are realizing that your qualities and abilities, that you know that you will align with somebody. All you have to do is just believe in yourself, and everything within you will attract this person. So the supportive sugar or sweetener that's in your coffee this week. So what is working for you? What is working in your favor? You have the world, and the world has a lot to do with what is closing off, achievement of cycles that needed to be fulfilled. You feel very, grateful for the ability to have these wonderful times where lessons were achieved. Cycles have come to a close. And so maybe the cream in your coffee this week, maybe something that you have not yet seen, or unseen force that is behind the scenes that's helping you. You've got the King of Cups, and the King of Cups upside down is representing, I've seen this earlier with Taurus, is that as long as you feel that there is no potential person out there for you, as long as you feel like I'm never finding that person, as long as you're programming your mind that that person doesn't exist, it's always going to be a needle in the haystack. What you have to do is start looking at at your scenario and your situation as if there's always an opportunity. There is, every day you are crossing past somebody that's perfect for you. You just have to look at the potential in those who are around you. And so as you start noticing more and more that the potential, there is lots of opportunities, there's lots of available persons out there for you, you'll notice more and more of those opportunities show up. If you're going on dating apps, you're noticing that there's so many people that are only avoiding attachment and not there for making actual true connections. And so because of that, you're just reprogramming your mind that nobody wants to have a relationship with you. So you have to change that mindset. So the emotional undercurrent, the cookie on the side of your coffee, what is your heart or your intuition knowing beneath the surface? And that's whether or not you're ready to fully acknowledge this, is actually you are impacted by the moods and behaviors of others, by your surroundings. So if you are surrounded by negative people, you are going to be influenced by those negative people. If you are around people who are moody, you're going to find you're impacted by those moods. So you need to start really being aware of your energy and not the energy of others. The stir stick that is stirring your coffee this week, the shift that you can make your energy balanced and focused and clear, is, you know, don't go too fast, too hard, making yeses and nos to whether or not this is your person or not. Just take it slow. There seems to be those who tend to jump in too fast tend to get out real fast too. So take your time with this. Really trying to get to know somebody, maybe as a friend, maybe as somebody. Are they even a good person before you get your hopes up? And the magnetic move that will inspire your actions, that will align you with good opportunities, is, I have here, getting evidence. So if you look at really getting to know somebody, you will see those red flags showing up if you just give them the space to show them to you. And don't look for just the red flags, look for the green flags, look for those ones that's on your list. So get evidence before you make a decision, instead of judging and making a decision before somebody present themselves to you. And so the full moon gift, where all of this is going to lead to you this week, if you follow through with the guidance that I am providing, I have the 10 of Cups. So the Ten of Cups, basically, love, blessings, everything that you dreamed of is coming towards you from this lovely week with the full moon. So be blessed. Allow yourself to receive. Don't look at everybody as needing to be so perfect. Allow that judgment. Take no more. All right, so that is for you and I. All right, next up is, all right, Cancer. So what is going on for you this week? So the morning coffee, which is the vibe that is based on your reading right now, the overall tone of your week. This is your first sip of coffee. I'm getting, looks like a relationship is coming to a close. There is a possibility of a relationship that had needed to end. Maybe a commitment that you were part of had to be resolved. There has been a possibility of someone that you went to the next step, had to take a step back. Whatever is going on, it looks like there is a possibility that the relationship had to dissolve. All right. So the retrograde reflection, which is a lesson that's in motion for you this week. So what is putting you into focus this week for you, Cancer, is something from the past that needs review or release. And so I'm seeing here that you are lonely because maybe you are too detached. You're trusting yourself, but you're not trusting others, and you don't really let anybody in. You're being really too detached. You don't want to get hurt, so you're just keeping everybody at a distance. And so the waxing moon for some and full moon for others, where this energy is building, what is growing stronger as you are moving towards the release of this full moon is an opportunity or breakthrough is you have a choice. You get to choose. And that choose is, choose serenity, choose light, choose that positive. No matter what you go through and no matter what you did go through, choose happiness. But don't choose the pain, don't choose the suffering, don't choose the victim mentality. Rise above the fear and direct your thoughts in a very positive vibration. Because the sugar, the supportive energy that's available to you this week, what is working in your favor is, I'm having here that everything that you have been building towards and working towards, everything that has been happening, it just seems like you're always seeming to have basically the shitty end stick, disappointment. And so what you are to do is release those disappointments, release everything that has been building up for a period of time. Just release it, because the cream in your coffee, the unseen voice, the unseen guides, the blessings that are working out behind the scenes is the fact that you never let go and walked away ever. You never left what was actually in the pain that has been in your side. So the biscuit or the cookie with your morning coffee, maybe your scone, maybe your cinnamon roll for some, your heart or intuition knows beneath the surface, whether or not you're ready to fully acknowledge it, is that you have been rising your ascension. You have been, temporarily holding on to all sorts of symptoms and signs of energy sicknesses as you have been shifting. So as you're shifting your consciousness and you're trying to be more in alignment with something you want, your body is showing signs of what needs to be released. Your body is holding on to pain and trauma, and it's holding on because you won't personally let it go. So your body is trying to talk to you. And so the stir stick, that is showing the action that you need to shift to make you keep your energy balanced and your focus nice and clear. I'm having here that sometimes there is more going on that you see. And sometimes you're fighting a battle that you don't even know that is being you involved with. So it's time for you to release those that are struggling, those that are making you feel attacked, those that are being deceptive or malicious or not for your highest good. The magnetic move for you this week, Cancer, the action that will align you with the opportunities today is the fact that if somebody seems uninterested in you, walk away. Don't beg, don't plead, and don't try to convince them, because you don't have to convince the person that is aligned with you. The full moon gift for you, where this will lead, where this will go for you, the reward or revelation that you are now moving towards this week for you. I have the Knight side. And that means that this is not going to be somebody that's just in your head. This is not going to be just somebody that is going to be aloof and evasive. This person is actually going to be more connecting to your heart or emotionally available, as long as you follow through with why you've been attracted to those who have been aloof, who have been unavailable, who have been just some kind of. This is a week where it's time to release the con. All right, that's the message I have for you. All right, now for you, Leo, for you this week, our coffee break is giving us your morning coffee that is aligned with you. Your vibe right now is overall energy that sets a tone for your coffee is I have the Seven of Swords upside down. And so, it's time for you to have some truth. You're like, okay, I need to know what's going on. It's time for us to go and have the talk. And the reason you're having that talk is because a retrograde that has been lessened in motion, where the retrogrades are pulling you into focus, something from the past that needs a review or realignment, is you have been really not sure what you want. You are needing some clarity. And so it's important that you start communicating what you want, but you don't even know what you want yourself. So the waxing moon, or the full moon for some of you, where this energy has been built up, what is growing stronger as we were coming to the full moon and needing to now be reviewed, is you have a choice. And that choice is to choose what is going to make you positive and happy. No matter what you go through, you need to choose happiness. And so it's important for you to rise above your fears and your negativity, because there seems to be a lot of things that is going on that has been influencing what is going to make you happy now. because the supportive energy that's available for your sugar in your coffee or your sweetener in your coffee, what is working towards all of this energy right now is you don't know what's going to make you happy. You don't know what is going to make you happy or successful or joyful. In fact, you have been stopping yourself. You're really confused because you don't know what it is that's going to make you happy because you have not yet really found it. And so the cream in your sugar, I mean, it's cream in your coffee. The unseen force that is maybe behind the scenes working towards you is that I have here this Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands usually represents someone who is magnetic, someone that is attractive, someone that is intuitive, someone that is really basically pulling you in, and you don't even know how that happens, but it's magnetic. And so, maybe it's not a woman, but somebody in that type of energy. You are being pulled in by, magnetized by others' energy. And so the emotional undercurrent where your heart or intuition knows beneath the surface, whether or not you're ready to fully acknowledge it, is it's time to heal your emotions. You have emotional wounds because others did not know how to love you and let you know how to be loved, right? Like you never really was treated the way that you needed to be treated before. And so the stir stick in your coffee, the shift that you must make to keep your energy balanced and focused is the Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands represents being recognized for your efforts, recognized for what you have given to these relationships, what you have done in order to preserve a happy, healthy relationship. And so where are you getting attention? Who is paying attention to? Where is it that you have been receiving what type of attention, recognizing what type of attention you're receiving? If people are treating you like you are a player, that is the image that you're giving off. And so the magnetic move that you need to make to inspire this action that will align you with your opportunity is recognizing where you have been stuck, where you've been wasting your time, where you have been limited by putting effort in relationships that you knew was not. And so this full moon shift, where this is all going to lead for you this week, Leo, the breakthrough or the reward or the validation that you need to move forward it is something that you thought that you released before, that there was already an ending. I see possibility, Leo, for you to go and revisit something from the past that you thought was done, that you thought was transformed, that is not transformed yet. It's still there, and it wasn't yet released the way that you thought it would. All right, so that was for you, Leo. Now on to a Virgo. All right, so Virgo, the morning coffee, the morning vibe, the energy that's going to set this tone for this week for you, Virgo. I'm sorry, I get the sun. All right, Virgo, what's going on? 9 of Cups. All right, Virgo, it looks to you like this week is bringing for you what is your wish? What is going to create pleasure for you? what is going to be your wishes granted? It's time for you to figure that out. Write down, on a piece of paper, 3 things that you would like to see with your money, 3 things that you would like to see with your relationships, 3 things that you would like to see with your work or health, and write them down and see if you are aligning with the things that's going to really make you feel like your wishes are fulfilled. Because this week is really about, what do you want? And are you ready to receive it? Because when somebody says that they are ready, are you ready? It's always a nice way of looking at, what are you ready for? Are you ready to move forward? Maybe. But the retrograde reflection, the lesson that was in motion, but the retrogrades are pulling into focus something from the past that needs to review, is, how you were anxious attachment, you were being needy, you were always looking for some form of validation before, you were always looking at needing to have that person, be your friend and take up that extra space, and that you needed to find out how to, do things without that other person sometimes. So you need to not be so needy. The energy that is building this week for you, what's growing stronger as you're moving towards this full moon now being released, and the opportunity or breakthrough that is brewing underneath the surface is about you listening to life. Be attentive to the world around you, the signs and the simple symbols and the guidance that is showing you success. Listen and discover the ways to the eternal, I'm gonna put lines down here. Lines. All right, so listen to the life. Listen to, I can pull myself back a little. Listen to the ways that life is talking to you. See if there is the signs and symbols that are showing up, because the sugar in your coffee, the sweetener in your tea, is what is working for you today. What is it that you can rely on? You've got the King of Coins. You know what? There is abundance. You are manifesting. You're secure. Your finances are coming in order. You are starting to attract wonderful opportunities. Things are falling into place for you. And so, your security is there. You don't need anybody to take care of those needs for you. So the cream in your tea or coffee this week, the things that are working behind the scenes to help you, is to know that the Knight of Cups upside down is saying that they're not to be love to you. You are to be love to yourself. It's not about financial independence. It's not about you being able to take care of their needs. It's not about you being able to win them over. It's not about you being what they please. It's about you seeing that when people are not showing love to you, they're not in alignment with you. And so what you're looking for is romance. Then romance you, romance yourself, because the emotional undercurrent that your heart or intuition knows beneath the surface, whether or not you're ready to fully acknowledge this or not, is the fact that you may have to look at behind the scenes, is balancing your masculine and feminine energy, because too much power and action, doing, you never really step back and allow your divine feminine abilities to take place. As long as you're in masculine energies, you are going to attract feminine type of responses from males. And so it goes that way, right? Like if you're in your masculine energy, all you're going to do is notice that the men are going to be very feminine in how they respond. They want you to pay attention to their looks. They want to pay attention to what you can do for them. And so you want somebody who is more in their masculine energy and ready to take action. So the steps that you can make to take your energy to be balanced and clear is the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords has a lot to do with healing. It's a lot to do with it's time for you to repair the wounds that have caused this in the first place. That magnetic move for you this week, that action that is going to align you with the opportunities for you today, is noticing same shit, different day. It's always the same thing, but a different day. Where is these loops coming from? What types of manifestations that you are making has a lot to do with what's going on inside of you, not the person outside of you. So the full moon gift, where this is going to lead for you this week, the breakthrough or the reward that is going to move you forward if you follow today's flow, is looking at where you are supportive, where you are not supportive, where you are not responsible, or where are they not responsible. Look at who is being grounded and secure and who is not. Pay attention to the fact that while you are pursuing those who are being avoidant attachment, you are actually looking for someone to validate some kind of wound that you're not. So, you tend to be the healer, Virgo. You tend to want to fix things. And right here, what it's looking at is you tend to want to go and be supportive and responsible and organized with somebody who is not, because you see them as whole and true, and you want them to experience that for themselves. Instead, you have to look at it's time for you to look for somebody who is healed, who wants to share with you instead of running around trying to fix everyone. And that's your reading for Okay, Libra. This is your reading for this week for the full moon that is hitting us tonight. Your morning brew coffee. So I have here your vibe right now, Libra. Overall energy and flavor of the day that's setting the tone, like your first sip of coffee, is the star upside down. You know, you feel a little hopeless in your relationships. You feel a little bit like, you know, the possibilities that were out there are never really what is for you. You're just like really concerned that you cannot achieve what you set out to do. The opportunities and people that have been out there, it's just showing up. And the retrograde motion, that the lesson that has been showing up for you during this retrograde and what is pulling into focus for you this week is that the past that needs to be reviewed or realignment is how you are so quick to count someone out. It's time for you to be open and to give them a fair chance. You seem to be very judgmental on those that you select. And so, where this energy is building, what is growing stronger as you move towards this full moon and now releasing it, is about an opportunity or truth for you to, plane going ahead. Um, a truth for you is for you to open your eyes of your heart, direct your gaze into the light within every person. Personally and physical appearances are the image of man, beauty and goodness are the image of source. So you have been so focused on looks, you forgot what is going on beneath the surface. And so the sugar or the supportive energy that's available for you this week is the inner strengths that you can lean on, is this tower. This destruction, upheaval, or trauma needed to happen. It was something that was fated because eventually it was going to come. It was just like all of that undercurrent of energy has been always there. It's just nobody talked about it. Nobody really wanted to talk about the pink elephant in the room. And so it's finally come out like, oh, this is what's going on. Like you didn't even see it. You did not know that things that you thought was going so great was not really going so great after all. And so the cream in your coffee, the unseen force or blessing that is happening behind the scenes for you is the fact that some truth was needing to come out. You know, this person has been honest right from the start. They've been always forthright in telling you, and you have been always honest and said your truth right from the start. So, you know, this is basically the thing. You know, all you wanted to do was be honest and truthful. And so the key that is emotional undercurrent or the biscuit or the scone, you know, what is going on that your heart or your intuition knows behind the surface, whether or not you're ready to fully acknowledge it, is that you know that your person is going to come back. Your person never really actually will leave you. You know that everybody is going to come back, eventually come back to you. And so you know that you can't let them go because you just know that they're going to be back again. And so the action that you are to take, the step or shift that you can make to have your energy balanced and your focus clear, is understanding that this is love, admitting that this is love, and realizing that you have a love relationship with this person that you've been resisting and did not want it. And so, you know, this person is always going to be there for you as soon as you take away your judgments and realize this is really what love is, and that you have to step up just as well as they do. And so the bold magnetic move, the inspiration and action that you are being told to take is, you know, if you're broke, or if you're dissatisfied, or if you feel that you don't have enough to give, you know, act as if. You know, if you feel like this is not, you know, the relationship that I want, act as if, you know, give them a little bit of that attention, give them a little bit, you know, fake it until you make it. If you're not used to giving a loving relationship, you know, act as if is, you know, so that maybe potentially this can turn into something new. Because the full moon is leading us into a breakthrough for you this week. And what is happening for you this week is that you will find that you will be confident and passionate in this relationship with this person if you go and move towards it, open-minded, and knowing that this is something that can be here for you, and that everything happens for a reason. But if you look in your heart and see if you truly actually love this person for who they are, the rest will just fall into. All right, Scorpio. All right, Scorpio. So your coffee brew morning is giving me the Five of Cups upside down. So this is a period of healing for you. You are definitely setting the tone with your coffee this morning. Is, you know, I'm no longer going to be sad in pain over this. I need to heal. I need to get to the bottom of this. I need to be happy no matter what. And so for you, you are really looking at healing what disappointed you, what you felt that you lost. And so, you know, retrograde has been bringing a lesson into motion for you. Something from the past that needs to be realigned is fear of loss. You know, you are only attracting losses because you are afraid of losing someone or being abandoned. So you have some abandonment issues. And as long as you have abandonment issues, you're going to keep on attracting someone who's going to keep on abandoning you. And so this energy of the full moon is building what we need to grow stronger as we move towards this full moon. An opportunity that's going to break through is this positive action of you finding all the beauty within yourself. And if you live and honor the presence by doing what you do each day, you cannot change and you cannot let go of who you are as yourself. You know, just appreciate that if people are going to leave you, let them. You're amazing. Don't be worried about people leaving you, because the sweetener in your coffee, the sugar in your coffee is, you know, you are closing out karma cycle. You are closing out all sorts of cycles that needed to be closed. And that means, you know, you are feeling loved, you're completing cycles that needed to be completed in order for you to be happy again. And so for those who are not going to be part of your next cycle, needed to leave. And so the abandonment issues is not that they are leaving you, but your energy is leaving them. And so the cream in your coffee, the hidden support that is an unseen force that is working behind the scenes for you, is seeing that things sometimes take time. And sometimes divine timing may seem like it's never going to show up, but divine timing is at play. And things will happen perfectly when they're supposed to. So the biscuit or scone or cookie with your coffee this week is what you know beneath the surface, whether or not you're ready to fully acknowledge it, is that there are emotions that need to be released that come up and interfere with your relationship. So you need to do some freedom technique. You need to do some releases. These are pent up emotions that you have gathered over time that are, you know, really interfering with your relationship. And so the stir stick, the action that you are to take to keep your energy balanced in your week is the sun. What is going to make you happy? What is going to make you fulfilled? How can you be in alignment with yourself in the most positive way? Do your affirmation. Sit in that energy where you are aligned with your true person, not healed. And so the sip of boldness, the magnetic move that you're going to make this week, Scorpio, the courageous action that will align you with your opportunities, is saying anything doesn't make anything happen. So your affirmations are not going to be enough. You know, make stuff up, be dramatic, just live as if, live as if. And if it's not, just make it up for a while. Take it until you make it, so that you can walk into that energy. Because the full moon is giving you a breakthrough this week. It's a revelation that you needed to move toward. And if you follow today's flow for you, it's showing that endings are not over. The abandonment wound that you have been suffering is never really them abandoning you, but you sabotaging situations and cutting people off just energetically. This week is going to show you that there are people who will stay and there are people who will never leave. And there is the possibility that this abandonment was just coming up for you to heal it. That's your messages, Scorpio. Next is Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius, for your weekly full moon coffee break with me, I am seeing here the high priestess. It's time for you to really listen to your gut. It's time for you to listen to your yeses and nos. It's time for you to check your intuition. It's time for you to not look outside of yourself, but realize there is some hidden knowledge that is coming through. And so this is what is setting the tone for you this week. Your coffee is being your intuition and the mysteries of life. Your magnet is attracting something important to you. And retrograde lesson that has been in motion for you, what is focus making you pull in towards you for focus, something from the past that needs to be reviewed, released, or realigned, is that you were always trying to change them. You were always trying to fix what was happening. It's time for you to really accept them as they really are, or move on to someone. Because Sagittarius, what I'm seeing here is this retrograde was an important time for you to see that nothing is ever going to change in them. The only one who is to change was you. And so, where this energy is building up for you, what is growing stronger as you are moving through this full moon, the opportunity or truth that was brewing underneath the surface for you was you returning home to you. Breathe in that light through your soul, because the present moment means you need to have calm thoughts, that you focus on your heart to feel the space to be. You know, where your light and greatness are is where it's peace and inner silence. For you to see that you are trying to touch base with your own intuition, your own sense of source. And anybody who was interfering with that was meant to leave. So the sweetener or the sugar in your coffee this week, what is working in your favor today, what you can lean on, was the fact of not new ventures and new opportunities, but looking at the old, looking at what you can revise, look at how things have happened and how you could change it to be better. Because the unseen force or blessings that were working behind the scenes for you was your specific person, your true love went sideways. And when that went sideways, you know, you had to look at, why did that happen? Was that not your person? Why was it that your person did not show up for you? And the biscuit on the side, that cookie or that scone, what your heart or intuition knows behind the scenes, whether or not you're ready to fully acknowledge it, was that you had to rewrite your script and relearn how to be full of love instead of being full of inner child pain, because there was a lot of projections of what you have always known. And the action to take, the steps or shift that you can make to keep your energy balanced and your focus clear, is for you to romance, you to pursue in a way that you are love to yourself, and to allow yourself to be flirty, allow yourself to be fun, allow yourself to be bold, allow yourself to put it out there. I like you. And the sip of boldness or magnetic move that you can make today, the inspired, courageous action that aligns you with your opportunities, is not to be bothered by things that are not in alignment with you. not to pay attention to the negative things that are happening. Because the more you are bothered, the more you pay attention, the more it will influence your manifestation. So anything that you find you don't like, don't pay. Because the full moon or gift where this is going to lead you, the breakthrough, reward, or revelation you're moving toward, if you follow today's flow, I have here that you have the Two of Coins. And the Two of Coins is a lot about balance, give and take. It's a lot about playing both of you together, not just one-sided, but together. And this is my reading. All right, I hope that helps you, Sagittarius. All right, Capricorn. So this full moon is next for you. All right, so your morning coffee, your full moon for today, you are the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords means, you're honest and you're being fair and you're objective and you're being truthful, but you're being also very independent. And so your vibe for this week is being, I'm okay. I've got everything I want and I don't have any time for this. I just want what I want. Go if you're not part of this. So you're being honest and fair, but you're like, yeah, don't waste my time. Go. And so it's like, next. That's your energy. Next. And so what is this retrograde reflection that is coming through for you? What needed to be released or realigned is that you've got some commitment issues. All right. So Capricorn, I'm sorry, you're always chasing someone or you're always being chased. And you must be willing to commit to one person, just one person. Just see what happens with one person. Because it seems like you are looking for what you can't have instead of what you. And so, where this energy is building for you, what is growing stronger as you are moving through this full moon, the opportunity or truth that may come up to the surface for you is that you have choices. And that choice is what is going to make you feel calm and beautiful and positive. And no matter what you go through, choose happiness, choose to rise above your fear, choose to overwrite your limited beliefs. Because the sugar in your coffee this week, the supportive energy that might be coming through for you, what is working in your favor today, what you can lean on is the fact that energetically you're not being attacked. You're not attacking people. You're being nice and reserved and calm. You're not defensive. You're just moving on. You're just like, next, next, next. You don't even stay and try to have a confrontation. In fact, you avoid confrontation at all costs. And so what is been hidden behind the scenes that is actually there to help you is the Tower was to show you things that were unstable, things that you needed to release. Maybe there was some form of wound where you were disconnecting yourself and it was time for you to move forward by knowing the truth. Because the biscuit, the cookie, the scone that you're going to have with your coffee, what you know is beneath the surface, whether or not you're ready to fully acknowledge it, that whatever you have in your head is yes. So if you believe that you are unlovable, yeah. And if you believe that you're unworthy, yeah. If you believe your limited beliefs, that's all that's going to happen for you. No one's going to change that. So if you believe that you are magnetizing true love, yeah, If you believe that you can have everything that you want, yes. So the action that you were to take, the step or shift that you were to keep your energy balanced and your focus clear, is stop looking back. Don't look at what you have achieved. Look at the possibilities that you have not yet had. And so the sip of boldness, the magnetic move that you are to be inspired and courageous action that will align you with your opportunity today is, you know, have some romance in your life, have a secret affair, have some kind of sexual fix, take on somebody and not just have no strings attached, but, don't go into it as this has to be a relationship. Just have some fun and just do something where you can, don't worry about the consequences of your actions so much. Stop thinking so much of how things went wrong. Think of the possibilities of things that could go right. Allow yourself to experience romance and be in touch. Because the full moon, where this will lead for you with the breakthrough, reward, or revelation that you're moving toward, is that you're releasing that victim mentality. The opportunities that have been closed off to you is not being so closed off. In fact, there is opportunities that's being open for you. Doors are opening up that you have never yet. So that is your message week. Aquarius. Next. All right. So for you, Aquarius, what is going on for you this week? All right. So Aquarius, the morning coffee vibe that I have for you, the overall energy of the day that sets this tone for you this week, I have the Seven of Cups, and it's really about choices that you make. And the opportunities or choices that you make depends on what you think is real and what you think is an illusion. And so for you, the choice that you have to make is what opportunity is for you and what dreams or illusions or, what are you focusing on? Are you thinking, oh, that's just my imagination? Or, do you really feel that you have an opportunity ahead of you? Well, let's look at this. Retrograde has been really bringing a lesson into focus. And that lesson has something from the past that needed to be reviewed. And so you have to stop fixing someone. Like, it just seems like if they want to change, they'll change. Accept them or let them go, because you have to stop trying to be the martyr, fixing those who you know, because these are the choices and indecisions that are being influenced for you, because the full moon is building up what is growing stronger, and the opportunity of truth that needs to be shown that was under the surface was that you need to be true to yourself and others. When you start being honest with yourself, when you stop covering up the pain that you are actually hiding behind, you need to have confidence in who you are and reveal the good in yourself. You don't need to hide or prove anything. Replace shame with the power of love and truth. So there are some wounds here that are being mirrored in your actions. And the sugar, the sweetener of the energy that is available to you, what is working in your favor, is you have strengths that you can lean on, and you've got the Two of Coins. And that means that you get balance. Like your priorities are what is your focus. If you want to go and have your person balance the work effort with you, you know how to delegate. You don't take on other people's work. However, you're expecting them to do the work for themselves instead of you doing it for them. So instead of being a martyr, you're just being a dictator. And so the sugar is now followed through with the cream. And the cream is the unseen force or the blessing that is happening behind the scenes. And you have here the Queen of Swords upside down. So the Queen of Swords upside down is that you have been deceptive in some way. You have been trying to manipulate others to change. You've been like, I want you to change. So I have been expecting you to change. And so it's kind of like a little self-fulfilling prophecy where you think you're better than them. And so the biscuit or on the side or the emotional undercurrent, what your heart or intuition knows, whether or not you're ready to fully acknowledge it, is that, you need to listen and hear how you talk to people. You have to really understand how you're communicating your needs and expecting others to respond as if you are in charge. The action that is to be taken this week, the step or shift that you can make to keep your energy balanced and your focus clear, is to take action. There is energy. It's going to shift everything very quickly as you shift your timeline. And the sip or boldness, the inspired, courageous action that aligns you with your opportunity today is, sometimes it's important for you to apologize. It's important for you to apologize for your own actions. If there is someone that you feel that is maybe done you wrong, maybe there is something there that you have done wrong yourself. And the full moon gift, where this is all going to lead, the breakthrough or reward or revelation that you're moving towards if you follow today's action, is the Two of Cups upside down. You will see what went wrong between you and others. You will see that those relationships that had to fall apart, that still concerned you, is not because they didn't love you, but because things were karmic between you, and that it was not love, but it was a lesson that needed to be healed. And that once you heal your part, once you are able to resolve that lesson, you will see differently. The whole perspective will change. So, Pisces, on to you. All right, Pisces. And now for you. I have you this week, the tone for you and your coffee, the flavor of the day, what sets your tone. You've got the Page of Cups upside down. There seems to be a problem with a child, or maybe a possibility that you can see a problem with a child, or you're being too serious about a situation. You're looking at yourself in a certain way where everything seems to be going wrong, but really this is about how you respond growing up. All right, so there is some inner child healing that is needing to take place, because the retrograde lesson in motion for you, what is pulling into focus something from the past that needs to be reviewed right now, is you need to release the old ties in order to have a fresh start with someone new. There seems to be old cords. There seems to be old energies. You tend to be stuck on somebody from the past, and I see it stemming from childhood. There is some maybe attachment or something from your childhood or from your younger years that you have not yet moved on. And so the energy is building. What is growing stronger each day since this moon is an opportunity of truth brewing through the surface, is what is causing you peace and what is causing you fear. Because as you are coming to your senses, you're determined to think with gentleness and calmness, but you're finding that inner silence is not bringing you peace. And so it's important for you to understand, why do you not feel at peace? What is creating a dysregulated nervous system? All right. So the sweetener or the sugar for you, what's working in your favor today and what you can lean on, is karmic influences were at play and that you needed to walk away. You needed to leave behind what was no longer for you. And so every single time your system got dysregulated, you ran off. And so the coffee cream, the hidden support, what has been unseen, guiding and working behind the scenes to help you, is you have some avoidant attachment issues. And that comes from your childhood. Every time anybody got close, you sabotaged. And so you would repeatedly do things over and over again to push somebody away. And the biscuit on the side, the emotional undercurrent, what your heart or intuition knows beneath the surface, whether or not you're ready to fully acknowledge it, is that sometimes a better version comes along to remind you how much you are worthy of love. You know, you were worth love, but you kept on attracting love because every time you left, you were like, I know I can find a new opportunity. You would never actually stay with the one that you have found. You kept on looking for a new pursuit because of your avoidant attachment. And so the stir stick, the action that you need to take to shift you to make your energy balance and your focus clear, is to look at where this conflict is actually coming from. Is this a wound from your childhood? Is this a bonding that you never had? And if you can start seeing the signs and see where it's you all along, you can heal this. And this is what it's saying, is release the conflict that is causing this in you. Because the sip of boldness, the magnetic move for you this week, Pisces, is inspired, courageous action that aligns you to an opportunity. And you've got here that, there is influences in your energy field that they don't like your light. There are people that want to take you down. And there's not always people that see you as a good spiritual person. And so, because of it, you see yourself as a negative thing instead of being in that energy of healing. So, the full moon, where this leads this week, if you continue with this breakthrough, the balancing reward or revelation that you're moving towards, if you follow today's plan, is you'll see where you're in balance. You'll see where you have overworked yourself, stressed yourself out in every relationship, trying to accommodate something that was always inside of you. And if you continue to work through this energy, you will see that you will have more success, more flowing, more absolute give and take that would be balanced. That is the message to all of you this week. If you really enjoyed my messages, comment below, share your thoughts, like my video, join my activities. I have written some books. If you want to tip me, buy a book. Go on my website, purchase something from me, because they are only going to help you be divine and be able to manifest the person. All right. Thank you very much. I love you all. And let's all love in the 12th dimension.